Hey everybody, how's it going? Hi Lightning Fast, hi Halia, hi Apricot. Nice to see you guys here today. I'm just hanging out. I have a wig to stitch, which is the same Zelda wig that I was working on last stream, Wednesday. Oh, Lightning Fast, I'm sorry you were in the hospital. That really sucks. I hope you're doing better now. Bloody Lollipops, hello. It's a beautiful screen name. Always cheers me up a little bit. Alright, yeah, I've got my wig sitting over here. I need to still arrange my cameras and you guys will be able to actually watch what I'm doing. But, I was kind of debating where I was going to start. And I think that where I'm going to start is actually with cutting the lace on my wig because I haven't done that yet. And I'm a little bit afraid that if I handle it too much, it might tear, which is something that can happen. Because this has so much lace on it and it's just, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like tight on the head. So yeah, I just want to try to like alleviate that and not have that be a possibility. What's up everybody? Oh, Apricot Cobbler, what are you making today? You're, said they're being creative. I'd love to hear what you guys are working on. So if anybody here is doing something creative alongside, let us know. Monolith Gooey, thanks for following. Also, Prince Jacob Darklin, thank you for following a couple minutes before we started. Hey guys. Hi Pinkthorn, welcome back. Thanks Apricot. Hey Lightning Fast. So I'm not actually making this wig from scratch. This is just, this is an Arta wig that I'm working with and then I'm adding wefts to it. And so these are all just like purchased synthetic hair. But the actual thing that I'm doing, which is sitting and stitching it in, is the same thing that you would do if you were making a wig from scratch, for the most part. I mean, it would be a little bit more complicated if you were starting and doing the whole thing yourself, but it's the same concept of how they add wigs to hair, so you'll still get to see it. It's just, this is not the same one that I was working on as my hair. Hey! Exexiphilia, thank you for subscribing. There's that link. I'm glad we got link up on there. Hunky Bill Nye, thanks for following, as well as Zombie Kraken. These are all really good names. You guys are good at this. You guys are better at the internet with me than me. Prince Jacob Darslin, is that, it said soft C, is that how you pronounce it then? Hopefully that was correct. Let me know. Oh, and you're going to be playing Paper Mario. Okay, cool. Well, have fun playing Paper Mario. Well, thank you very much, Exexiphilia. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Awesome. Alright, well, this is the wig that I'm working on. Let me adjust the camera and you can actually see the wig itself. Let's hope. Oh yeah, that would work. Just do it like that. Okay, so here we go. It started out as a Toriel wig, which is the name of the style of the wig, from Arta. And it had a widow's peak that I pretty much eliminated. I did that in between. I was doing that last night, I think. I took off a bunch of the extra hair up at the very front. The reason why was because I'm trying to blend other colors into this, and having a big peak of hair that was all of the like the base wig color, it was kind of overpowering the other colors in this area. So I was just like, all right, well, whatever. That's not going to be visible. It's going to be totally hidden behind the crown. So I might as well remove the hair so that it's not a part of the mix of everything that goes over the top of the head. So that's why I went ahead and did that, and I just did that by pulling out the hairs like kind of a couple at a time, just gently. And shout out to Melinda Chan for giving us that tip here in the last stream. She's someone who works for Arta, does a lot of tutorials and things for them, and is a wonderful wig stylist, just in her own right. So, Average Raccoon, thank you for following. Johnny, today I'm going to be adding wefts to a wig, so basically putting more hair in, and I'm doing different colors. So rather than just adding more of the same color, I'm adding slightly darker or lighter hair to the base wig so that it has those highlights. And I'm kind of recreating the wig that I already wore. Where am I trying to point to? Over here. Over here. on my Zelda photo that's like in the corner of this screen. Yeah, I'm just basically just making a second version of that wig to make it better. Because there were a couple things I didn't like about it, and it's getting old. Oh yeah. Alright, well. So I'm going to... I said I was going to trim the lace. And I don't know how obvious it is on this camera, but there's quite a bit of lace on here. It's pretty much covering like the entire forehead of this this wig head. And some of that lace I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep more lace than I would normally on a wig. But the idea is that the Velcro to attach this crown will be sitting directly on the lace and not on the hair. So I'm just going to like hand stitch it down. And I have my other wig that I can show you an example of what that looks like and what that means. So this is my Zelda wig 1.0. They're similar to the same color. This one is a little bit more red, but this also has the highlights and lowlights in it that are way more pronounced. And so that's what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to add more hair to this one to get a color blend that is more similar to this original wig. Anyway, so you can see on this one, which camera am I going to hold it up to? There we go. You can see on this one that there's like just this Velcro across the top. And what I do is I keep like the matching side of Velcro. This is not attached to anything. I just use it for travel. So when I pack this wig up, the hair from the wig doesn't get caught in the Velcro like if it gets folded over on itself. So that's what this is doing right now. It's just for storage, just to put that on there. But when I wear it, I take those strips off and then just have this crown Velcroed directly to it, and now it's one piece, and it moves around, and it balances the weight of the wig, because the crown is heavy in the front, and the wig is heavy in the back, and so when they're attached to each other, and it's all one secure piece, it totally balances out and sits on my head very comfortably. So that's what I'm trying to do, is keep quite a bit of the lace, like way more than usual, but it will be hidden, and it will be a part of the rigging for how this crown is going to sit on my head. So hopefully that makes sense now. Now I'll read your chat questions. Actually, I'm going to set this aside because I'm paranoid that it's just going to get even more torn up if I have it in my workspace. Alright, cool. What's everyone chatting about? Hi, Jackie. And thanks, guys. Man, we've got several people who are not feeling well or have various physical ailments, so I hope that all of you have a speedy recovery and maybe we can cheer you up while you're not feeling well. You can come and hang out with us here. Alright. I got my stuff. I wonder if lead can mark this wig lace or not. Maybe not, but I could try it. I want to mark it with something that's not, I'm not going to leave, like it's going to be erasable, completely erasable. Okay. I've got a couple of other pins in here, so I'm going to adjust it on the head a little bit, just to make sure it's totally, or mostly even, at least as even as we can make it. Do I have any? No, it doesn't feel like there's any other pins there. Okay. So I'm putting these pins into the wig head at the temple, but I'm pushing them through specifically like the wig cap portion. Sorry, my head is totally blocking what I'm trying to show you. I'm putting them through into the like cap portion so that it's not putting any tension or pressure on the lace that would make it rip, because that can happen. That's what I'm trying to avoid right now. Hi, Pastel Monster. I'm happy to see you here. I'm glad that you joined us. Hope you're having an okay day. The Miserable Phantom, thank you for following. Hi, Anna. Jackie's making Mickey ears as a surprise for her sister to wear at Fan Expo. That sounds like fun. The crown is made out of resin, so the way that I made it was by sculpting it on my head cast, pretty much similarly to how I made that squid head, except the materials are different. So I sculpted it onto a cast of me, made a mold of that, and then cast it in resin. So this is plastic, but it was based on a sculpt that I did in clay, but just the clay was not the final piece. And then the inside, I've got like just some Velcro stuck onto it, and I just kind of kept it dark. The resin that I used was black, and so I just kept it dark so that it's not showing any weird colors or anything like that. Okay, so this is just going to sit like right here. Oops. I just hit my head on this camera, so that's not cute. Alright. I'm looking at these points here and kind of matching them up on the hairline so that I know that it's symmetrical. Okay. So I'm not going to go ahead and cut all of it off in one go. I'm going to leave myself some space to work. Oh yeah, I can totally mark it with lead. That's awesome. So I'm just going to draw a little line on for myself. And I'm not going to cut off all of this in one go, like I was saying. I just want to get rid of the excess right away so that I don't mishandle it and then have an accident and create tears. I don't like the way that it's kind of rippling up on this wig head even. So right now I'm just marking, kind of generally leaving myself quite a bit of margin with which to work. And I'll lay the Velcro down and then mark it again with this guy all attached. But for right now, I'm marking where my hairline is going to be, and I'm leaving about like up to ½ an inch between where this hair stops at the temple and where the lace I'm going to cut is, so that I'll have a little bit of a lip there to put like wig tape underneath, or you can use spirit gum, although it's not as good. I like using wig tape, or top stick is my favorite. That's the stuff that really works. Oh, Pastel Monza, thank you. I'm glad you're having a good day. Thank you for resubbing. I love you always. I love your stuff as well. Your art is beautiful. Oh yes, Apricot is working on a drawing for her, their girlfriend for her birthday. That's very cute. That's the Steven Universe one, right? Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading comments and going so quickly, but yes, that's awesome. Maybe if you're done at the end, you can show us. Exexiphilia, and I said it right, I think, the first time. Exexiphilia. So they never thought of using resin. People use Worbla and foam. Yeah, I've used foam for a number of things, and I thought about doing a couple different things for this, but ultimately, it was easier for me to kind of feel it out three-dimensionally with clay. I don't have a lot of experience making props in general. Like, I have a pretty good hold on how to do like really basic stuff. I've made a lot of like one-part molds and like really simple small accessories. But beyond that, I don't have a lot of like confidence or knowledge in how to make anything elaborate. So this is like a little bit challenging for me just because of like the shape, and I just wanted to be able to manipulate the clay with my hands and kind of look at it from all sides, and like that's just an easier like way for me to work on making something like this. So I don't know if that made any sense, but that's what I was thinking about when I chose that path. But I think it came out okay. Like, there's certainly things I could have done better because I didn't have a lot of time to work on it, but I think I did okay. Okay, so call you Jordy. Exexiphilia is Jordy. Okay, well now I know that. Well, I will try to remember that, and I will call you Jordy, and that will be easier for me. Hi, Triforce Master. Welcome. Yeah, you can, yeah, just go ahead and tweet it, and then, if one of the mods is here, they can permit you to post a link. I, like, forgot how to do that, or I don't know if I knew how to do that. Let me see. Apricot Cobbler, here you are. No, the wig was not fused with the head. I just had it pinned on. Super Quantum's asking what other cosplays I have besides, whatever hobbies I have besides cosplay. None anymore. That's not entirely true. Well, I've always just been an artist, so I always just enjoyed making things whenever I have the chance. But now that I make things all the time, whenever I have free time, I highly enjoy doing nothing. I like games. I play games sometimes. I don't play nearly as many games as I used to, but I'm into like RPGs and stuff. So that's another hobby, I guess, that I have that isn't my everyday artistic pursuits. But yeah, most of the things I do with my time are in some way creative, whether it's making a cosplay or just making other random stuff. Nothing is a good hobby. No, I've never streamed my games here before. I haven't really gone through any steps to set that up. And I think because Jared does that, I feel like I'm not that kind of entertainer. Maybe I'm just putting myself in a category unnecessarily. You know, I thought about streaming some of my like favorite old school JRPGs and that just like no one else appreciates, and just being like, here's some random obscure thing from my collection. I mean, other people do appreciate them. They're just not widely appreciated anymore. But if I ever did like gaming, like gameplay streams, that's the kind of stuff that I would do. It would just be like, here's some PlayStation 1 RPGs that that I care about that very few others do, but that could be fun, right? Could show you guys some things you've never played before, maybe? Or maybe not. Maybe you guys are all experts and I'm just not giving you enough credit. So this is how much I'm cutting off. You guys can kind of see me going. I have like a very faint line that I'm tracing. So I'm still leaving like quite a bit at the top. That's probably like 1.5 inches at least, which is way more than I would use for just like a normal hairline. Yeah, it's about 1.5 inches. So that is specifically for my crown and not for a realistic hairline. If you're just trying to blend it into your skin, you would leave a much smaller amount, maybe like up to 1/2 inch, depending on how well the lace matches your skin and whether you need a lot of makeup to help blend it in or anything like that. You guys do want to watch me play obscure JRPGs? Alright, maybe we'll do it someday. I'm not really like ready to do that right now. Jared's out of town and he would be the one who would have to help me set all that stuff up. Or maybe I'll just be streaming to Pro Jared's channel. Just catch me on Pro Jared. Just kidding, I would not do that to him while he's out of town. Could be funny though. I will not hijack his stream without his permission. Alright, so I have quite a bit of extra lace, and, you know, I can just toss this, or I can put it in my wig stash, because you never know when you might need a tiny little bit of lace. Like, if I wanted to do my bang clip and then just add a little bit of lace to the front to get, like, a little bit more of a natural looking hairline, I could maybe do that. There's not a lot of lace here, but I could do a little bit. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but I'm going to hold on to this just in case. You can also just order lace for lace fronts. This is a scrap that is probably not super usable, but I always end up needing like little random pieces of things for various cosplay needs, so I'm going to hold on to that. Alright, let me check back in here. Super Quantum's supposed to go to a block party, but they're not feeling it. Oh, block party. Well, I mean, I guess if you're not feeling it, then it's not a good time. But maybe you'll go and start feeling it. Maybe you just need to be in the right mood, like around people. I don't know. I would say don't like push yourself to be social if you're not feeling it, but if you think that going out into that environment could get you in a better mood, then it might be worth it. Oh yeah, Rhapsody Musical Adventure. I've at least started playing that. I haven't gotten very far. Average Raccoon, but I have played the beginning of that. Anna with the Heidi rating pro Jared. Nominate that for an April Fool's gag. I would not want to open myself up to that kind of criticism to just actually be on Jared's channel. People would be coming there and being like, who's this girl? She's trying to get clicks, Jared? I don't know what. Oh, Jared building cosplays would actually be really funny. Chris Amelis Craft is suggesting that we just swap to see me playing games on Jared's channel and then Jared trying to make something down here. That would be way more hilarious than me playing a game. Like, I could play a game I was bad at, but then it would just be frustrating to watch. But watching Jared down here trying to make something, that sounds hilarious. Although, I will vouch for him, he can do beginner leather work. He can follow my instructions pretty well. He can paint things with a sponge brush. He has some ability. So I'm cutting off these little tabs on the inside that are like elastic little guys that can make the wig cap smaller. I hate these. They always get in my way. They've never been helpful to me. I'm sure that they are helpful for some people, and if they're helpful for you, then awesome. But I don't need them, so I always just cut them out because they are just another thing to get stuck in my hair or my wig and frustrate me. So that's how I handle that. Heidi people coming into this chat being like, who's this dude? Where's Heidi? I hope so. I hope so. Just finishing up my latte over here. Alright, well, I do have the lace trimmed now. I'm going to put it back on the wig head, see how it looks now, and hopefully that eliminated some of the strain from that extra wig lace. If you order lace fronts from Arta, they do say on their website to make sure you're not trying it on before you trim the lace, because you can end up causing tears and then ruining the nice look of the lace to begin with. So the wig head is smaller than a normal human head, which is why I put it on there, and I was really careful about that. But I was still worried about it, and I just didn't want to potentially cause a tear, so I just went ahead and threw that out. What have we got? Lilia Moon. Thank you for following. Alright. Okay, so this is ready to go. I'm going to slide that wig stand back over here. Oh, this is the other half of my crown. I didn't really show you guys how it all works. But this piece is the front piece, and it has like little tiny chains with lobster clasps attached. So this is like a necklace clasp. Sorry, I have like burps. And they just hook on to the other piece like this. So it creates like the full crown, but the back and the front can be removed separately, and they're independently supported. This one has some Velcro on the inside too. So that is like stuck straight onto the ponytail on the back of the head. So both of them are hanging like from their own Velcro supports, and then they just connect to each other to create the full crown loop. And hello, Safer Seraphim. Welcome to our stream today. We're just doing wig work. I hope I would be able to carry a gameplay stream. It would have to depend on the kind of gameplay. But I think that for the kind of games that I enjoy, which are just like story games, I have a lot to say about them. So I think that that could be potentially okay. But it's certainly... I don't have time for it at the moment. Maybe when I move, while I'm like waiting for my stuff to get set up and stuff, maybe I could do that, some kind of gameplay stream. It's kind of low tech. Oh, I guess I can talk about that a little bit. So I don't, so, a lot of you guys follow Jared. For those of you who don't, he's currently out of town and away from all of his stuff because he is in Seattle, in the Seattle area, trying to look for a house for us. And so that's what he's doing right now, is he's going around and shopping around for houses. We kind of unexpectedly got the news this summer that we have to move out of our current house, which made me very sad because I really, really like this house. Oh, I was going to move my head down and I just got distracted talking about other things. So yeah, I was really bummed about that for quite a while, because neither one of us wanted to leave this place. The reason why we have to leave is because our landlords just decided to sell it, which is entirely their right, and they did it like right after our lease expired, and we were expecting to renew, but that's not what they wanted to do. So you know, that's a major bummer, but now we're trying to find, like, what else are we gonna do? Oh wow, I just realized how much of that lace I cut off. Sorry, I'm getting really distracted. Anyway, Jared is out looking at new houses right now. Not new houses, but new to us houses. Other houses where we can go and live. And we are considering the Seattle area because we have so many other friends that live up there. Oh yeah, this is much better. I'm much less afraid for the safety of my lace now. And I can sit the wig farther forward on the head, which is what I need to make that crown sit properly. Alright, cool. Well, there we go. Heavenly Wave asking if I miss Texas. I miss a lot of people in Texas. I miss specific people, friends and loved ones, but I don't miss the state of Texas. I did enjoy living there for many years. There's a lot of good things that, like, the Dallas area has to offer in terms of, like, I don't know, art events and conventions and, like, suppliers of, like, specific artistic supplies. Like, there were things I enjoyed in Texas, but overall, like, I don't ever have plans to live there again, most likely. I think that Washington would be a really nice change of pace. I was born in Washington, and my mom and grandparents and some, like, extended family all still live there, so. Alright, I want to brush this wig out, and you guys can see how the color change is a little bit more evident now. Can you guys see on my main camera those highlights? Well, it's mostly low lights. It's like some darker tones are now mixed in with the regular base tones. There's like a weird snag. Apricot Cobbler says, welcome to the land of trees. I love trees. I love trees so much. Other Nikki, hello. Heavenly Wave, you met us at Retropalooza. Yeah, that was a good, we had fun there. Yeah, I love Washington. So, like, when I was a kid, I would go up to visit my grandparents in Washington every summer, and we would stay for, like, a month at a time. So, even though I didn't, like, live in Washington for, like, a long, extended periods of time, I felt like it was kind of a second home to me. I'm, like, having a weird snag I'm trying to figure out. Here we go. I'm just, like, pulled a whole hair out of this thing. So I'm excited to go back. Like, when I was a child, like, some of my earliest memories are, like, walking through forests. There were, I guess not earliest memories, but I mean, like, formative memories of being a young kid and, like, my imagination kind of going wild and just being out in the forest and walking around and feeling like I was in some kind of fantasy book, because I was really into that kind of thing when I was a kid. And so I have this very, like, romantic kind of view of Washington because of all of that, and I would love to live there again. So there's definitely good things. Aries, what are you doing? Oh, Aries, come here. Aries, come here. Aries is coming to grace us with his presence. But anyway, I'm very much looking forward to being back. I wasn't sure for a while, but at this point it looks like it's probably going to be a sure thing. Hey baby, come here. Come here. Oh look, look, you're on my stream. Look, you guys can see him. Here, I dare you to jump onto this. Can you jump on there? I've seen you jump on it before. You're not gonna do tricks. You don't know how to do any tricks. Your only trick is being lazy and fat. Alright, I'm gonna try to move you. There you go. The chat can see you. Yeah, you're getting the old double hand. It's a two-hander. Alright, now just don't get on my table, okay? Then we're gonna have problems. Alright, I'm gonna let Aries hang out with us if he wants, but it's gonna be up to him. Nope, he's out. Oh, is he? Alright, this is gonna be on him how long he sticks around. Anyway, sorry I'm rambling so much today, but, you know, it's just a chill stream kind of day. I'm trying to make this not block him. Anyway. Why are you over here? There we go. I feel like I've missed a little bit of the conversation. Here's the real reason that we all showed up, says Chris Amalis. Yep, this guy right here is the center of attention, the true star of the show, the cutest member of this household. I'm gonna turn Aries into a wig. That's right, Aries. You better run. You better run. Alright, anyway. Sorry, I know this isn't a cat petting stream. It's a wig making stream, not a cat petting stream. You don't want to get turned into a wig. You can't keep distracting me. Yeah, he's really, really big. He weighs like 19 pounds last time we had him looked at by a vet. Aries is a street cat. Potentially part Maine Coon, but we're really just guessing, just based on his size and his face and kind of some of his features. But he's not any particular breed. He's shedding a lot right now. Anyway, I wanted to put this on here, check out the color balance as we have it, and then kind of decide where I need to add any more wefts, or whether I do right now. I have Aries hair on my tongue. You would 100% watch a cat petting stream? Alright, well, I guess I just need to switch categories away from creative to IRL. Aries cam. If I ever had an additional camera, I think it would be all for you, Aries. Alright, I know what I'm gonna do next, which is figure out where I'm gonna stitch in my next weft, and then I'm gonna start stitching it. I'll take this off, and then if Aries is still hanging out with us, you guys can watch him while I'm sewing. So I have these dark brown wefts, which is what I've been adding, but I also have blonde wefts to add like the more obvious intense highlights to like the crown area and to the side tube areas. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to switch or continue with the dark brown, but I think continue with the dark brown would be good. And we get a lot of this like reddish base color right along the front because of that hairline. Yeah, that table is tasty, huh? Just suddenly you got the, oh, the table's petting you because I'm not. I see. I see what's happening. Aries, what are you? Oh, you know, you're just petting. You're just licking yourself. What did you just say? I like how you can see the top of it, or you can see my hand at least, and maybe the top of Aries' head in the face cam, because he's just so tall next to me. There he is! Aries, you're a blessing. I'm so happy that you decided to join my stream today. Alright, well, I think that I am obligated now to just continue with the head scritches. He is extremely, extremely sweet. And he's so very greedy. He gets it from me. Double cat vision. That's right. I'm amazed that he, like, is now voluntarily on camera, just on his own. Yeah, it's better with the stool, isn't it? You don't like being held up in front of the camera. It makes you feel awkward. I can see where you're coming from. I've also stopped working just to pet Aries. Other people are like, I've stopped, and P. Lafitte is like, right now I've stopped working just to watch Aries. Yeah, same. Well, thank you, apricot. Apricot, apricot. Tomato, tomato, right? Yeah, you are so blissed out. This is exactly what you want. You just want to be worshipped by me while an adoring audience watches. It tells you how great you are. You're such a little asshole. You are really great though. Oh my gosh, you're so great. He hates kisses though, watch it. So he loves how much I've been petting him, he's all about it, but then I'm gonna move in for a kiss and he's probably gonna like duck out of the way. What do you think, Aries? There it is, he hates kisses. Alright, I won't harass him. Yes, he has completely taken over the stream. How dare you? Aries has been keeping me company while Jared's gone, so I'm glad to have him around. Alright, so what I need now is to decide where my next hair weft is going, and it's gonna be somewhere under the last one that I put in. Which I need. Oh, that's all the way now at the bottom of the wig. Okay. So I think this is up here at the temple, basically. And yes, I am going to continue with the dark brown until I am satisfied. Or until I run out of dark brown, probably. And Aries is going to chill there. Oh, Camellia Cosplay just got here and it's totally an Aries stream. Yes, it is an Aries stream today. You know what? Aries is here. He always calms me down when I'm feeling anxious or sad. He knows what my mood is and will come to me and meow at me and be sweet to me. And I feel like we could all use a little bit of that today. So hopefully he can do the same for everyone else here in the stream and just be a blessing in our lives. Okay. So I have now found the place where I'm going to part this hair, which is a little bit of a messy job, just by the nature of it. I'm going to be careful, and Aries... Oh my gosh, he's like tucking his head under my hand while I'm trying to do work on this wig! You can't do that! He can't do that! Oh my gosh. He just winked at the camera. It says Super Quantum. Did you do that? Did you wink at my camera? I'm telling you, this cat, I posted his D&D stats, and he is the most charming, ridiculous creature in the world. Even my friends who, like, hate cats will meet him, and they're just like, how is your cat so fucking cute? And I'm just like, I don't know. It's fucked up. I didn't do this on purpose. Oh my gosh. Please, you can't eat this. I'm taking this from you. This is irresponsible. How are you so charming? Why are you doing this? Please don't. What is everybody saying? Oh, hi, potion seller. I'm glad that Aries is here to charm us. Is he gonna start biting me? He's probably gonna start biting me if I'm not petting him. He's at max charisma. Oh yeah, he has no dex. The reason why his dexterity is a 5 is because this is the clumsiest cat I've ever known in my life. Oh, he's jumping down. Oh, he made it. Oh, bye. Bye, Aries. Now we can finally get some work done. Thank you guys for indulging Aries on the stream. He's a handsome boy and he knows it. And he loves an audience. He's very social. Thank you, Aries. Anyway, the reason why he has no dex in his D&D stats is because he's the most clumsy cat I've ever known. He just like falls off the bed all the time. He tries to jump on the bed sometimes and can't quite make it, and then just like slides down the comforter, and it's kind of sad. But I mean, he never hurts himself or anything like that. It's just kind of like adorably pathetic. Alright, now my stuff is actually in view again, and we can stop just having the gratuitous cat cam. He is an attention hog. But you know what? He's a welcome little attention hog. Like, he always makes me feel better. Alright, so I've got some like weird wig fibers that I found in here that are just, I think, probably got some glue on them from the wefts or something. So I'm just gonna cut out that weird little chunk, but it happens. It happens. Anyway, yes, he's pretty cute. And I love having him around. He really makes my day better. And I've been streaming for like an hour and I feel like I've barely done anything, but you know what, that's okay, because we're not here to beat ourselves up today. We're just gonna get everything that we can get done, and that's kind of the mood that I have for approaching this project. Just gonna do as much as I can, and I'm sure that the wig is gonna look good at the end. So I think that from this point on, I am gonna start removing some of the hair from the base wig, just so that I don't completely overload it. Like, I was leaving kind of the extra density at the very top, but I might go through and thin some of that out too, depending on how the color balance goes. But anyway, I'm still just kind of exploring and seeing what I want from this. Oh, that whole thing needs to get lifted. Oh, this is the edge. That piece. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just talking to myself. And hopefully now getting around to where you can actually see what I'm doing, which is just separating the hair out. Wait, Jared? Oh, Jared's here? Oh, Jared's hitting on me. How dare you? Oh no, sorry, Chris and Malice posted a link. We'll prevent that. Hold on a second. Hey Jared, do you know how to permit links? I forgot how. I've never done it. My mods aren't here. Help me, Jared! Nick's seen paused one of Jared's videos to watch my stream. Oh, hell yeah, I won. Suck it, Jared. Yes, in French, chat or chat means cat. So there we go. Oh, thank you for tweeting, Chris Mellis. Sorry. Click their name. There's a permit button. I only see like timeout and mod and ban. Neither of those things are things that I want to do. Oh, Anna has the answer of permit, and then you just permit with the name, right? Do you have to do anything? Do you have to type anything special? Thank you guys for putting up with me today. So hermit. Does that work? Yes, I did it. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. There is a charming comb biter, has the clip. Thank you very much, Chris and Malice. Appreciate that. That's really cute. Yeah, Jared, did you just miss Aries or did you see him? Because he was sitting on this stool over here, and he took over my stream, and I had to stop working and pet him because you know that I have no choice in this matter. This is just how our household works. So I'm just trying to very carefully part this hair using the back of this comb and then combing out from the bottom to try to keep everything organized. Oh, you missed it? Well, you can click on that clip if you want to see it, Jared. He is probably on your chair right now, although I thought I heard him eating his food in the kitchen. Oh yes, I told our chat here today that you, Jared, are up in Washington looking for a house for us, and just how happy I was about that, I guess. Well, I have mixed feelings about leaving LA, but I'm very happy that Jared is up tirelessly working for looking for a wonderful home for us. So thank you, Jared. Oh yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to say. So back when I first found out that we had to move, I was really depressed because I have such an amazing craft space here and I have things kind of set up in a certain way that works for me, and I feel like I never really got to fully use it to its full potential, and it just seemed like such a waste that I had to move on so soon. And I was just kind of bummed about all of that. And then Jared started showing me houses that he's looking at, and he says he's about to go see another one in a little bit. And he showed me a house, and it's probably not a house we're gonna live in. It's there were a couple of other things that we didn't like that much about it, so this is probably not where we're gonna actually end up. But he did show me a cool house that had like a whole section of the house used to be like a private in-home dance studio, and so it just had like this really nice large craft space, is what it would be for me, that had mirrors and stuff on the walls, and so. You know, not necessarily that will become my craft spot, because there's a good chance that we're not going to end up there. We're most likely going to be somewhere else. But just seeing that made me realize, like, there's lots of other wonderful spaces in the world, and certainly I can find one, even if it's not the one that I get right away. But it's just really comforting to me to know that there are other amazing options out there, and just because I have one that I'm attached to, you know, doesn't mean that the world is not full of better possibilities. And so I've just been feeling a lot better since then. Super Quantum says, I have to adapt to new surroundings, and don't worry, you'll build a new workshop. Yeah, and that's how I feel about it, is that now I have a lot less anxiety, because it just reminded me that, like, that there are just so many amazing things in the world, and that just because I have to lose something that I was attached to doesn't mean that I won't find something that I'm equally in love with or attached to in the future, and that life is all about going through these different progressions. So I've been feeling a lot more at peace about the whole thing after I realized, you know, how many good options are out there. So for those of you who are wondering, sorry to go on such a long tangent about my feelings, but I've been feeling better about the whole thing lately, so. Alright, and I am almost done parting all this hair. I'm getting a little bit too much here. Pro Jared got an iced tasty? Oh man, I need to get an iced tasty. I'm jealous. I want an iced tasty. That's right, MP Lafitte. As long as I have Jared and Aries, I'm gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Alright. Unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of working with any kind of super long wig is just it takes longer to do anything with them because you have to be so much more careful with the fiber. And it's not the failing of any particular type of fiber, it's just like kind of the way that it is. That the longer the wig, the more there is to work with and the more opportunity for tangles, etc. And so you just kind of have to be careful and go slow and make sure that you're not creating a lot of knots with every single thing that you do. And so, yeah. I think that with a shorter wig, if I were trying to do the exact same thing, it would be easier to handle. It has been. I've added wefts to wigs pretty regularly, and this one has been a little bit slower going just because of the length of the hair and the extra time that you have to spend dealing with it. But it's worth it to do that. The results are a little bit better that way because the more if you create tangles and you have to untangle things, it like kind of makes the ends look a little bit like knotted up and you just lose a little bit of the crispness. So you want to avoid that as much as possible. Alright, so now I have all of this, which is my entire like top section of hair. What did I say about not creating knots? And here I am. Yeah, I need to try to avoid the urge to just keep handling it so much, because yeah, just the more you handle it, the more you can potentially mess stuff up. But anyway, I'm gonna have all of this just kind of gathered in my hand here. Did I put I don't think I put a pin in the top of this head the second time, did I? I don't think I did. You guys won't be able to answer that in time for me to discover with my hands whether or not I did. Do I have tips for brushing longer haired wigs? Definitely start at the bottom, and what I mean by that is, yep, this is ready to go. I'm just going to take this off entirely for now. Let that hang out. What I mean is, like, brush from the bottom, meaning, like, work your way up in small sections, like this, so that you are worrying about these, like, snags first, and then kind of drawing it up. And that's how you are going to be able to avoid major tangles. Definitely use like really wide tooth combs. Like this one is good. This one is pretty good. This is for wigs. This is specifically for wigs because it has looped bristles. I don't know how clear that is, but every single bristle that's coming out from the base of this wig is a loop. So there's nothing there for the to snag the wig fibers, and it's really nice because it just kind of glides through. So I would recommend getting like these kind of tools to work with any kind of wig. They make other wig combs too that do have just like regular wide bristles, and those are good. Those are fine. Okay. So now I'm laying this out. All of my hair gathered in each direction. And I'm just going to use a clip here to just kind of hold this together, and I will adjust my camera. All right. Watching this makes the casual Viking want to compulsively detangle their hair. That's awesome. Thank you, Curse of Malice Craft, for answering my pin question. Welcome back, Super Quantum. TK has joined the fray. Has some tips for adding curls. Someone asked a little bit earlier to foam rollers and steaming it. can be used to add curls. That's a great tip. I love using my steamer on wigs. And be sure that if you're using the foam rollers or any kind of curling roller, make sure that the hair cools down before you remove it. That's how you make sure those curls stay intact. Okay. I think I separated my hair into like smaller chunks in yesterday's stream. If that's real, that means I should have some, yes, I have a smaller piece right here. So this is just a weft that has already been cut. It's not probably the exact length of what I need, but it's better than working with all of that hair. So instead of that, I'm just going to sew on a new one when I get to that point. Alright, and I'm going to, again, brushing like from the bottom just to keep things relatively straight. I'm also going to brush out this section. Yeah, I'm trying not to overbrush it because you're never gonna make it like perfect, and while it's especially laying out on a table like this. Needs to be down there. But just to be able to not be creating any large new tangles or anything like that. Okay. So now here's my new weft that I'm sewing in, and I'm just gonna start it up there. And a needle. Here is my weapon of choice from my little pin cushion. Super Quantum says, and here we have the wild Heidi in her natural habitat, making wigs and other costumes to dress up in. Yes, 100%. That is correct. Chris Amalis is asking about the playlist. This has all of the Twitch chiptunes on it, but it's more also from the same artist. So this is a more extensive playlist that I made myself. It includes the entire Twitch FM chiptune playlist, plus more of similar songs. Hi, Kira Tiger. Welcome to chat today. And yeah, I know that it probably gets pretty repetitive to hear all this stuff. I know that I'm at every stream, and so I hear it over and over again, but I still just really like it. I never really get tired of it, so hopefully you guys feel the same and don't get sick of hearing the same songs over and over again, because it's not a super long, it's like a 3-hour playlist or something. Mine is. Alright, and I'm just going to start stitching. I'm using some of this brown thread that I have already put through the magic thread, I think. Or maybe I didn't. So I should do that now. Now I have. So this is just like a little thread conditioner. It just makes it less prone to tingling and a little bit easier to work with. Alright. Oh, and I said I was going to start taking hair out. Okay, well, never mind. I'm not ready to start stitching. Yeah, I still think that's a good decision because I have quite a bit more hair to add. And right now I have way more of this color than anything else in terms of the balance of how much hair of different fiber colors is in here. There's tons and tons of the base wig hair because that's the base wig. So I want to remove some of that to help switch the balance to be a little bit more with the highlights and the lights. Kira Tiger, thank you so much for subscribing. You are awesome. Average Raccoon says it's alright. The songs are just that good. Also, Down the Rabbit Hole, thank you for following. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming here and joining us. Alright. So basically, I'm just going to take out this whole weft of the base wig color. I have a little seam ripper here. And I'm just going to start really carefully. This might be just a mess. You guys probably can't really see what I'm doing. But I'm very carefully just removing the thread that is securing it to the wig cap itself. Or like the wig lace, I guess is what you would call it. Even though this isn't a standard lace. And I think what I'm going to do right here is just cut it. Or maybe not. Maybe I should keep going. Alright. Super Quantum says, favorite Nintendo franchise? Well, for me, it's gotta be Zelda. It's gotta be. Weird Man is asking, how does one go about washing a wig? If you really want to know, you can go to Arta's website, because they have whole tutorials and stuff on that, and that's usually where I direct people who have sincere questions about, like, wig working, like if you're trying to do this for yourself. If you're just curious to know about it, then I'll just briefly describe it. Is that you would wash it carefully in a sink, most likely, or just something where you can control it. I think they have specific wig shampoos or certain types of soap you can use. I don't usually wash my wigs. I haven't had too much of a need to wash a wig in the past. And then you would carefully let it dry, and then do like touch-up styling, or what, maybe completely restyle it depending on how much it needs that after being washed. Hello, Gift Nova, welcome. Kira Tiger is working on mood boards for fashion class. That sounds really fun. If you want to share what you're working on, feel free, because that sounds really cool. Like, what's the theme of your mood board? Zelda or Pokemon is what Super Quantum says for their favorite Nintendo franchise. Yeah, Mario was the first game I really got into. Mario 64 specifically is like my first video game that I was good at, that I actually wanted to play. And then shortly afterward was Zelda Ocarina of Time. And Ocarina of Time, both of those games are very close to my heart, but Ocarina of Time is just like my ultimate love of Zelda. Of course, now Breath of the Wild is so good that it like gives that a run for its money, obviously. But in terms of like nostalgia from my childhood, Ocarina of Time is like the one that was really important to me as a kid. Alright, so this doesn't take very much. I'm just cutting a few threads that are connecting the weft to these elastic bands, and you can see it. You can actually see what I'm doing a little bit. Probably get this closer. Oh, now it's going to be in my other... in my face cam. You can see my other cam. Alright, maybe I won't adjust this too much because it's just a pain in the ass. This thing never goes exactly where I want it to. Alright, well, even though it's peeking out at me like a little robot over my shoulder, you guys can probably see a little bit more of what I'm doing at this moment, so... these are pieces of elastic that are creating kind of like the structure of the wig cap and where it sits close against your head. And then these are the wefts provide all of the hair itself, of course. So we're just going to remove one completely and then replace it with the other color. Oh, it's Fantastic Beasts is the theme of Kira Tiger's mood board. That sounds cool. The camera can zoom in, but I don't think it's... And that's not the, like, it's better to just put it closer. I don't know how that will affect the quality, and I don't really want to mess with all the settings. But I'll move the camera. But anyway, that's probably good for now. I'm just going to go ahead and keep pulling out these little sections. Oh, I have a question for the chat, which is, I'm almost done with my coffee. Should I get more coffee or a beer? This is a very important question. It is 3 p.m. On the West Coast of the United States of America. And I feel like that's a totally welcome time for beer drinking. But I don't know. Maybe I should get coffee to keep me up instead of impairing me even further. Super Quantum says I should have more coffee because beer is just fermented rotten fruit juice. Well, coffee is just bean juice, so I don't think that there's any shame in that. I should have made a poll. Where's Kitten when you need her? We're running without supervision today. Gift Nova says that there's a German saying that I'm not going to try to pronounce that translates to no beer before 4 p.m. That means I have 1 hour before I can start drinking my beer. Nixine is also German. It is a true German saying, they confirm. And tea is just leaf juice. So it's leaf juice and bean juice. Oh yeah, I saw that tweet as well that was like a vanilla bean latte. A vanilla soy latte is just a type of 3-bean soup. Oh, that's nice. That I hope that you guys have been enjoying Patricia's streams. Those of you who have gone and checked her out. My friend Patricia, aka Kayatri, who has been on my stream before, and I've streamed with her before. And I host her on this channel, so if you guys haven't checked her out, you can and should check her out for her embroidery and also now gameplay streams. It's almost midnight in Germany. Well, yeah, I guess it's so as long as it's after 4 p.m. in Germany, then I'm fine. It's drinking time, right? Oh my gosh. Nixine says it's funny how religiously the rule is followed, I guess, around where they live. That's really funny. So are people just like walking around all day being like, oh, it's not 4 p.m. yet. All right, a couple more minutes. Like, is it that much of a thing? Are people just like so desperate to get home and get drinking? That's how I feel. That's not entirely true. All right, so this weft was actually sewn together. So I just like pulled off a whole chunk of this without cutting it because it had been sewn together. But that's totally fine. You know, I'm about to do the exact same thing. So I can just set this aside. In Quebec, they say it's always beer time somewhere. That sounds like, you know, something I can get behind. So Pika somebody, I'm not going to try to pronounce your whole name, is asking me why am I making Wig 2.0? I am making Wig 2.0 for a couple of different reasons, but mostly just because Wig 1.0 is looking a little bit ragged these days. I used a wig that had layers in it, and I kind of regret that because it led to a lot of hair getting like pulled out from the base of the ponytail where it's connected, and just kind of having like too many loose hairs in different places that I didn't want them. And so I would still wear it, but then just every time I wore it, I would just increasingly have to do cleanup and like cut little hairs out and stuff like that. to prevent it from looking like a total mess. So now I'm just redoing it, and this time I'm using different materials. These are all from Arda, and I love all of Arda's materials, so I'm really happy to be using this. And yeah, there's no layers in any of it, so I kind of just took a totally different approach this time around. But I'm gonna be wearing this to Dragon Con. Got some photo shoots lined up for new stuff, and so I think it'll be really good. Alright, finishing this coffee. What kind of beer is it? Did I already say? It's an IPA, which I normally don't drink IPAs. I don't like IPAs. I like dark ales and things like that. But in California, everything is a freaking IPA. You go to the grocery store and there's like a billion different IPA choices and like no other options. So I decided to give IPAs more of a shot. Figured that maybe I didn't like explore them to their full potential, and so I decided to get an IPA this time for my grocery store. Okay, I'm making a poll right now, so hold on just a moment. Alright, we got the link. I'm dropping it here in the chat. You guys can help me decide. Coffee or beer. Go check it out. Alright, Super Quantum is heading to the block party. Alright, enjoy. Hope you have fun there. Yes, TK, I agree. IPAs are a bit too hoppy, but I've had some that are well balanced, and so now I feel like maybe I should give them more of a chance. Halia says that their uncle always complains about the IPA and epidemic in Cali. Yeah, there really is. There's just everything. It's just an IPA. Oh, beer is in the lead. Alright, we'll see how that develops. At the very least, I'm going to stitch this weft in that I've been building up to for like an hour now. I'm gonna stitch this weft in, and then I'll make my choice. Alright, so I have removed the previous weft, and I have prepared the new weft. And this is just gonna lay in there like that. I'm gonna make sure that I can see my camera. Oh no, MP Laffy is caught in a thunderstorm. Well, indoors. Oh. MP Laffy says that they voted for beer so that they don't have to drink alone. I can drink to that. Alright. So now I'm just going to start stitching this sucker down. And I'm spacing it between the two wefts that are still in here. So pretty much in the same position as the previous one. Let me get my needle started first, because I think that'll be a little bit easier. Cromarax, thank you for following. This needs a bigger knot. This isn't going to stand a chance. What's my favorite Persona game? I haven't played enough of the other Persona games, but I have played other Shin Megami Tensei games. And my favorite Shin Megami Tensei game is Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2. It's all pretty much one complete game. Like, it's a two-parter, but realistically, like, part 1 is completely unsatisfying without part 2, so it's a two-part game. Angel Saxon says, I just came from Twitter, it was awful. Yeah, that's how I felt all day about Twitter, and it was just like, I don't feel like I have anything that I can add to this discussion. Like, yes, we as a community and as a population, we need to be discussing what's happening. We need to be condemning it, and we need to be creating change, but ultimately, like, I don't have any, I mean, I guess, how do I say it? I am not, like, someone who can single-handedly do that, but, and I feel like I don't have anything intelligent to add to the discussions happening right now besides racism is bad. Like, I don't know, I'm just not, I don't have any kind of special, intelligent, qualified opinions on that. Like, I don't know, it's stressful, man. It's stressful, and no one person has the answer. We just all need to be kinder to each other. Like, all we can do is just be kind to the people who are in our communities and just listen to people and, you know, just try to do the right thing with the people that you interact with on a daily basis. Anyway, none of that anymore. Oh, Mops is rating me. Oh my goodness. Cheritomo. That's how it's pronounced, right? Cheritomo. I want to make sure that I say that correct, because before I thought it was Kara because your name is like Kara. Anyway. Cheritomo, thank you for the raid. Hey guys. You guys came in at the perfect timing. This is a welcome distraction. Hey there. Cheritomo Squad is here to make our day. So we're in the middle of stitching a wig, and it's not particularly riveting to watch. We're all just kind of hanging out. Welcome to our stream. Well, Kara, I hope that you get to hang out with Jared while he's in town, even a little bit. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy watching the creative work. I like being a creative streamer, and I feel like most people, like a lot of people are here to learn various things, I'm sure, but I think that most people just enjoy the place to come and hang out and chat with each other. So that's what we're doing today, even though it's not, like, particularly fascinating to watch me just, like, slowly hand-stitch this wig, but we're doing what we can. No, this wig is not made from my hair. This is just synthetic wig fiber that I'm adding to a synthetic wig. But this is for my Zelda wig that I'm redoing to make a fresh one. And yeah, that's what we're up to today. That's right, you guys missed the cat was here earlier. He was amazing. Wilfax, hello and welcome. Okay, cool. I hope that, Kara, I hope you have fun with Jared. You guys can all hang out together. And tell him that I miss him. He was here in our stream earlier. He stopped by to say hello. Yes, Aries was here. He was so precious. He was being a little ham. He jumped up onto my stool where I'm now sitting. And I just, like, let him stay there and kept petting him. Because what else am I supposed to do? I'm powerless to resist. So normally I like stitch the wig, I stitch new wefts directly to a previous weft so that I can continue stitching in one long row and just stitch through the entire way. And this time taking a different approach by removing the previous one and then creating a new one, or placing the new one in the same spot. And it's kind of a pain in the ass because I have to stop, like, I have to continually start and stop and start and stop because I'm just stitching like a tiny bit at a time. So that's kind of annoying, but I'm kind of weighing the pros and cons of doing it each different way. That high charisma, he's got us all under his paws talking about Aries. And yes, he absolutely does. He rules this household. Simply by being so cute that no one can resist petting him. Well, here, if anybody from Kara's stream is still around, you guys can help me out. I'm currently deciding whether I want to drink coffee or a beer. So there's a link to my straw poll there in the chat. And if you want to weigh in with your opinions, I would be happy to hear them. Oh, and I'm gonna take my ring off because it's just getting in my way. I'm gonna use this to hold that hair back a little bit so I have a little bit cleaner shot at this. Team coffee. +1 to beer. Team beer. It is a beer kind of day. I feel that way, honestly. But I feel like I could go for either, which is why I have the dilemma of being uncertain whether I want coffee or beer. So yeah, we could do a Splatfest style grudge match over here. Cospix is here. Hey there, Cospix, saying beer pressure. It's like peer pressure, only better. Thorn Gore says, after the nonsense of the news, I'm gonna need like 3 beers. I think Team Beer here is overpowering. Let's see the results. Oh yeah, it seems like it's a solid 64.52%. I'd say that we have a winner. I'm gonna go get a beer. Just chug them both. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that sounds great. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a beer, and then I'm gonna continue stitching this wig, and we can keep hanging out. Alright gang, I'm back. Bringing with me a Firestone Pale Ale. It's got the little California on it, so you know that it's, you know, something that California people drink. Seriously, like I was saying earlier, like everything in my grocery store is just, all IPAs. But anyway, here we go. It's definitely really hoppy. Definitely really bitter, but I think it's actually pretty good. Yeah, I can handle that. That's gonna be good. Alright, so our IPA choice was good enough. I'm still not among my favorite beers. I like rich, dark flavors, I guess, in my beers. Like anytime I can find like a coffee stout, it's always like my #1 choice, but this is good in a different way. You know what, I'm just gonna double it over. I think that's gonna be a faster way to get a more secure stitch. So we're just gonna double this, which is usually good for hand stitching if you're not just hand stitching fabric. Gift Nova, I'm sorry you did not find a delicious beer, but hey, at least you got that donut. Ooh, Dandy Dan says a homebrewed coffee, or homebrewed coconut stout. That sounds amazing. Loaderbot is here. Yes, Loaderbot. I did decide to stream. I started a little bit later than I normally would have, but it seems like there was a consensus that this is a way that people wanted to spend their time today, and this is how I needed to spend my time. I mean, I was going to sit here and stitch this wig regardless, so if you guys want to hang out with me, I think that it's a win for everybody, because we can help cheer each other up a little bit. Or at least just kind of spend some time relaxing and not having to be focused on the negativity. Alright, so I'm just starting a new stitch on this guy. Voice of Reason is a big fan of stouts and IPAs. Yeah, they can both be good, but I certainly, I just generally choose, the stout, or, yeah, usually a stout would be my top pick. But I enjoy trying new beers. Whenever I travel for conventions, I always try to see if there are local options, just at dinners and stuff. I don't go out tasting beers. I'm not I'm not a beer snob, but I don't have any fancy opinions about beers. But when I'm at restaurants, I'll at least ask oh, what do you have that's local, and try something like that. And I've gotten to try some really tasty things. Maho Miggles says that I should see if I can find a beer called Dragon's Milk. I have never heard of that, but that sounds really good. I would drink the milk from dragons. Yeah, I would suck on a big old dragon titty. Oh, congratulations, Loaderbot is now Kayatry's mod. Good for you. Dragon's Milk beer is pretty good. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Maybe I have heard of that. It feels like maybe, well, I don't know. Whenever I go to Atlanta for Dragon Con, I usually try out a number of different things, because I have more friends out there that drink more adventurous beers, I guess, that care more about trying new things and stuff like that. So whenever I'm around those people, I'm more likely to try different things that they introduce me to, but... Oh no, Maho Miggles. Let me permit you a link. Sorry about that. Nightbot just doesn't... their links are automatically disabled, but then you can ask for permission, and I will share it with you right now. There you go. So now go ahead and feel free to repost that if you like. Thorngore says, I looked away for 2 minutes and now I'm talking about dragon titties. Welcome back! The link for dragon tits. Link fan, thank you so much for resubscribing. Welcome. How's it going today, Link fan? Alright, what's this? Oh, okay. This is the Dragon's Milk. Yes, I have tried this. Because I recognize the dragon on it. Or maybe I haven't tried it, but I've seen it. I'm gonna make more of an effort to drink it. Link fan, we were talking about the Dragon's Milk beer, and then I said that I would happily drink from a big old dragon titty. Because, you know, that's where the dragon's milk comes from. Thorngore, thank you for following! Has anyone here tried hot chocolate water? It's like coffee, but with chocolate. Average Raccoon, yes. I have tried hot chocolate water. You put marshmallows in that, too. Yes, it was very important. Lots of important things were happening, Link fan. We were talking about serious topics like dragon boobs. Pinkthorn is confused. That's okay, Pinkthorn. I think we all are. Looks like too much thread. I'm just looking at what I've got over here. I'm gonna, oh, Link fan, thank you so much for the $20 donation. You are too kind, as usual. Oh, Maho Megals, well, good luck on job responses, and you are going to be in California. I am probably not going to be in California for very much longer, as I was talking earlier. That most likely will end up in Seattle within the next 2 months, within the next month. Which is a lot to think about, because I have not started packing my house. We'll say 6 weeks. I think I have like 6 weeks left. Anyway. Yeah, it's been stressful here. Today's been a nice chill stream, so thank you all for hanging out with me today. Hopefully we can do each other a little bit of good. Link fan, we're doing pretty well. Other than our dragon titty talk, we've been working on this wig. I'm just sewing and removing hair from it. Yeah, I'm really excited to be in Washington. It's a beautiful state. It's where I was born. I have lots of family there, so I'm excited to go back, be closer to my grandmother, who's never actually met my husband, and so she's always wanted to. So, there's a lot of things I'm looking forward to in Seattle. I'm looking forward to clean air. Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to it so much. Like, the entire time I've been living in LA, which is a little bit over a year now, I've had persistent respiratory problems, and I think that it's literally just because the city is so dirty. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, because it's like having allergies, except there's no, like, wildlife to be allergic to here, at least not in the same way. And even after a year, that has not lessened. It's just, I think the city is just so dirty that I'm just, like, allergic to LA. And yes, I'll get to hang out with Kara more. Miss Cheritomo here. So there's lots of things to look forward to in Seattle. I think that I'll be able to transition smoothly. I just kind of want to get it over with. And at this point, you know, I'm really sad about losing the stuff that I had here in LA. I mean, not like physically my stuff, but I mean like my friends and the going to Little Tokyo and having like a huge, how do you say it? Like just having so many different options, just being surrounded by so many different things all the time, and you know, like fresh, authentic food from like all different cultures and stuff like that. Here in LA, there's a lot of stuff like that, and so I'm a little bit sad about leaving that, but I know that Seattle will have equally cool things that I haven't discovered yet, and so I'm just trying to stay open-minded, because I'm sure that I will find something that I like up there as well. Cospix says that yesterday was literally the first day I saw the sky in the last 2 weeks, and he lives in the Seattle area. Well, I don't mind clouds, I'll say that for sure. Oh yeah, and it's smoky there because everything's burning, but hopefully that'll be okay soon. Again, still take that over LA. Yeah, let me get you the permit. Apricot just finished their drawing for their girlfriend. That one, Video Gamer. Hi, Gerard. Thank you so much for subscribing. That's so kind of you. Let me finish this permit. Apricot needs a permit to post a link. There you go. You're ready to go. Yeah, and we're just talking about Seattle and what a wonderful place it is. And how I'm hyped to go there, I guess. I guess I'm hyped. I mean, I am hyped. I'm gonna be sad about losing friendships and stuff. Well, not losing friendships, but not being around close to the same people I was here. But I think Seattle will have a lot to offer. All right, Apricot has the link here in the chat. Oh, cute. So this is Steven Universe themed fan art of Rachel and Rachel's girlfriend. That is really cute. I don't watch the show, so I don't necessarily know, like, references, but, you know, it's cute. You did a nice job. Everyone in the chat being so kind. You guys are great. Alright, so I'm ready to keep stitching. I've discovered a weird little piece of plastic in this wig that needs to not be there, but hey, stuff happens during production, I'm sure. Alright. And I got this beer to keep me company. Oh, hey there, Shelb C. How's it going? Alright. And this is ready to go. I'm using the hair above, and so I'm stitching one by one onto these elastic vertical pieces, this new weft. And I'm using the wefts above and below to make sure that the spacing is even, so that this is not creating a bubble or creating a tight spot, if that makes any sense. Just so that it creates like an even tension all the way around. And doesn't change the size of like the head that can sit inside of it. Oh, Pinkthorn says that you get too many spam accounts liking your stuff if you're in the League of Legends community. That's unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunately a lot of spam accounts exist out there, and I know you'd much rather be reaching real people, but yeah, it's certainly better than not getting any interest in it at all, right? I mean, I'm sure that it's fine. Oh, Shelbs is starting school soon. Yeah, I guess that's a lot of people. I hadn't really thought about that. I'm glad to be done with school myself. But good luck with your school, whatever level you're at. All the back to school feels. Hardly Marco, thank you for following. Alright, so I've just done like kind of a small patch of vertical stitches. It doesn't take very much, but just kind of creating a whip stitch around this edge and moving on. I am getting like hair caught in what I'm trying to stitch, which is kind of annoying. I think it's gonna be okay. Pinkthorn saying that they get plenty of interaction from actual people. Just every so often there's another account with free RP. Just click this totally legit honest link that in no way has malware in their profile. Yeah, there's a lot of those on the internet. I love making like tweets about totally unrelated things and then getting like tweet quoted by like spam accounts that are just like really vulgar. Liz Dwarf, thank you for following. Oh, Shelbs is actually a teacher. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I assume that there's always a lot of students here in the audience, and there usually is, so I'm sure we get both. But anyway, good luck with teaching this year. Let's see. Hertzilla is asking what music this is. This is the end of the song, but this is Horizon, which is the remix of the Bravely Default Overworld theme from DJ Cutman. So it's that game theme, but the DJ Cutman version. Let's see. MP Laffy is a mom who can't wait for school to start. Nice. Maho Muggles is asking... Meggles. I don't know why I called you a muggle. You're not a muggle. You're a magical girl. Obviously, that's the opposite of a muggle. Maho Meggles is saying... or asking if I went to a fashion program. Was that my main degree program? No, actually, I did not do fashion. I don't have any fashion training. I wish I had done fashion because I would be a much better seamstress if I had actually learned in a classroom. My degree is in theater. I have a theatrical tech degree, and as much as I enjoyed doing that and talking, so it is a design degree. It's a theatrical design degree, but that type of education does not cover like the intricacies of sewing at all, and so that was something I had to learn on my own, and I'm still not an expert necessarily, but I think I'm doing pretty okay. Whalefax is in college for art. Yeah, that's what I did as well. Yeah, no problem, Hertzilla. Glad you like the song. It's one of my favorite songs. It is my favorite song on the whole playlist, actually. I like to just put that one on while I'm driving around town. I feel like I'm on an adventure. I feel like I'm spending way longer tying off these little knots than I am in actually stitching my wig. Apricot Cobbler, you're gonna be awesome. Don't be scared. You're gonna do so great, and you get to have art classes. It's really fun. I love art classes. Yeah, textiles degrees would be amazing, but unfortunately I didn't get to be part of the fashion program. You know, they didn't have a fashion program at my school, which is why I didn't do it, but I would have. I should have just switched schools. Moho Miggles says they did pretty much the same thing. Well, that's awesome. Potion Seller's asking if I think I'd ever go back to school just to take fashion classes. As much as I like want to, and I also just have the kind of the attitude of eternally being a student and that I'm always learning new things. As much as I like the thought of doing that, I also just spent so many years of my life in school, and I'm kind of just like done with that. Like, I don't want to be in school again. Like, maybe much later in my life I'll change my mind and I'll just be like, oh, I'll go back to school as a 40-something, 50-something, I don't know. Maybe I'll be an adult in college. But for now, I feel like I've spent enough of my young adult life in college, because I was in college for like 7 years or something. I don't know. I was in college for a long time. I don't want to be in college anymore. Apricot Cobbler, I'm glad that you are being inundated with kindness. That's what we try to do here. We mostly succeed. Alright. So I'm just sectioning off the next thing and just starting my next stitch. It's kind of slow going, but that's why I'm glad I have you guys here to keep me company. Not every stream is going to be completely riveting, but hey, at least we can chill out together, right? Yeah, I know I say this pretty frequently, but I really appreciate how lovely everyone here in the chat is to each other, and to me as well. You guys are great. Laxley Gaming, thank you for following. Oh, Kira Tiger says that they have a mom classmate who has to bring her kids to school. Well, that's really cool that they have that they allow her to do that, and hopefully it's not disruptive or whatever. But I'm sure that's quite challenging to try to be doing both. So, you know, good on her. Oh yeah, shout out to the lurkers, as always. Even if you're not here actively chatting, that's totally fine. We just want to have a chill environment. So I feel like if you're lurking, you're kind of contributing to that in a passive way. I thought about just hot gluing these wefts in, but I'm kind of concerned about just how much hair this has. I don't want to make a mess by like getting glue strands all over everything. And then secondly, I'm going to be wearing this at Dragon Con, which is extreme sweat and heat, and it's kind of unavoidable. And I'm going to be like kind of spot washing my dress and cleaning it up and stuff. But I want to brace myself for extreme heat, and I'm just hesitant to use any kind of hot glue that could melt or get sticky and be like become embedded in the other wig fibers or stuff like that. Just sewing is a little bit cleaner and more predictable. I know it's not going to create a mess or come out later. Link fan, that's awesome that you decided to go back to school. I mean, I also took several years break. Like, I was in school for 2 years and then I quit for a few years and then I came back and I was kind of in and out. And so finishing for me was really empowering because I was like, oh, thank God, I finally sat through and did all of this. And so college definitely isn't for everyone, and you know, there's nothing that says you have to go and do it, but certainly if it's something that you want for yourself, it's really gratifying to finally get to the end of that. So congratulations. Oh, TK agrees that stitching is superior to the wig / hot glue, and also she's a hairdresser. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that I have the approval of a real hairdresser who's like, yes, you're doing it right. Because I hear other cosplayers are just like, oh, well, I just hot glue mine. And I'm like, you know, that's fine. Like, everybody's at a different, they have different levels of investment and different levels of whatever, but I just feel like when I'm gluing it, I just feel guilt. As I'm gluing, I'm just like, I should be stitching this. But everybody makes their own creative decisions, and as long as you get the results you want, then, you know, there's not a wrong way to do things. But for me, I feel better when I know that I did it the way that's, like, gonna be more durable or more accurate or whatever. I like to go the extra mile whenever I have the opportunity. Well, that's good, Link fan, that you didn't have too much of a break. That makes it easier to go back for sure. And good luck with all of that. I hope that you find this experience to be gratifying. Cheritomo was asking, does gluing / stitching make a difference in the appearance? Not necessarily, obviously, but it also just kind of depends on how well you do it. I feel like stitching gives you, well, like, again, one of the reasons I don't want to glue it is just because I don't want to make a mess. I don't want to get glue on this wig in places that I don't want it. And so depending on how good of a job a person does gluing it, that can make a problem. Yeah, TK has a good answer saying if you want it to last and you want to switch out wefts, then just stitch it. Yeah, and knowing that if something goes wrong, I can just like fix it with more stitching is nice. Or I can take my stitching out if I need to. If I'm like, oh, I put too much of this in this area and I don't want it like that. Then you can just undo it versus glue that's more permanent. Or more irreversible. I wouldn't necessarily call it more permanent because the glue can easily become soft and then like come apart. So I would say stitching is more secure, and it's also still reversible. MP Lafitte was in college for a long time with a master's degree and 2 certificates. It's awesome. And ended up being a freelance photographer. I should have gone with my passion in the first place. I feel that. And you know, it's really hard to get your money's worth, so to speak, on an artistic degree, but ultimately I feel like mine really enriched my life. And that if I had tried to go to school to be like, to get like a business degree or science or something that I didn't feel passionately about, that I just wanted to, like a route to financial stability, I would be probably pretty miserable. But everybody has to make decisions for themselves with their own resources. Everybody's in a different position in life. So I always just say, you know, do what you think is best for you. That's really cool that you can make being a freelance photographer work. That's actually really badass. It takes a lot of, well, I know you know, but for everybody else, it takes a lot of work to do anything freelance. And so it's very impressive that you can make that work. I love how much love is in my chat right now. Everybody is so kind to each other. Well, we just hang out while I stitch wefts. I think I'm gonna need to cut my fingernail again. I have like a little jagged section of the fingernail, which I hate because I always end up like, it gets caught on fabric or caught on wig fibers. It's doing it right now. It's gonna make me crazy. Alright, so I'm not gonna cut this off just yet. As you can see, I've reached the end of the little section of hair that I had prepared. And so I'm gonna have to stitch another part to it. But this is about how much, I'm gonna pre-cut the length. So to do that, I need my tape measure, and it's over here. Alright, so I want the weft to start, I'm actually just going to measure along the one that's right beneath it. About there. So I would say 6.5 is probably a good length. And I'm gonna walk off camera, I'm gonna be right over here, I'm gonna cut my hair really quickly, and then I'm gonna come back with another weft. It's just not worth it to move the camera, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I have about 6.5 inches of weft here, meaning 6.5 inches this way. Obviously the hair is much longer than that. Alright, so this one I'm just laying down next to it, and if I cut it, I might cut it a tad long, but that's fine, I can just trim it when I need to. Forgive me, I'm just sitting and reading in the chat all of the things you guys are saying to each other. Just hanging out, just calling it a chill day. It's really refreshing to see a place where everybody's just nice to each other. I really appreciate that. I know I say it a lot. You guys are just nice, It's nice to have nice people around. So thank you for contributing to improving my mood a lot today. And hopefully we can do that for each other. After 13 years of school, we all deserve a break. I agree with that, Link fan. Kawaii Panda X has followed, or XD, so that's probably just a smiley face. Kawaii Panda, thank you for following. Alright, so my stuff is still attached here, my needle is still attached. I need to slide this guy over, my little clip that is helping to keep everything into the correct position. And this is not doing its job anymore. Okay, so I'm going to stitch these wefts directly to each other just to continue the line. So I've got like ½ an inch here of overlap where it's sticking off the edge. Anna Petty says, we're all super different, but we all ended up interested in cosplay and crafting, and we get to hang out in this cool community together. I like that attitude, and I totally agree. The cosplay community is full of different kinds of people that all have different backgrounds. You know, we all bring different knowledge into cosplay in terms of like what your artistic background is, or some people are not necessarily like are not artistic in other ways or in their spare time. Maybe they're like a scientist or something, but they have an opportunity to pursue different kinds of things. Anyway, like I know friends who are into different things, and then they bring different experiences into their cosplay, and that it affects like what costumes they choose, what kind of work they do, like whether or not they're sewing or making props or just like making electronics or stuff for the interior, doing photography. Like it's such a multi-faceted community of people with all different skills and stuff that they bring to the table, and that's really cool. Nobody's the same, and we shouldn't be. We should all be different and have different things that we can share with each other. Alright, so these wefts are now securely stitched together, and I'm just going to tie it off and do the next part. I feel like I'm migrating out of sight of this camera again. I'm going to keep trying, guys. I think this is actually probably a little bit better view than you've had. Oh, and then my thigh sticking out to the side here. Alright. That's okay. TK is asking if I have any plans to update Dieth's outfit, like Holly is with Strix. Well, I don't want to get too far into Dice Camera Action spoilers, but those of you who have watched the show know that Strix has been through a lot over a longer period of time necessarily than Dieth. And so Strix has had time, within the narrative, Holly has kind of taken the approach of like, oh, well, Strix has been by herself taking care of stuff for so long now that she obviously had time to get new clothes and like change her look and stuff like that because so much time has passed. But then she's bringing back in these other characters that for them no time has passed, and so yeah. So for that reason, I'm not planning on updating Dieth's outfit. Jared also said that he doesn't necessarily want a new outfit for Dieth, because I asked him, like, you know, do you want to change some stuff up now that, you know, some time has passed? And he's just like, nah, let's just keep it the same. So for right now, there is not a new Dieth outfit in the works. I also just don't have time for that right now. But in the future, I will consider growing or expanding or evolving his costume. And now I have the hiccups, so you guys have to forgive me if I'm hiccuping on camera. Yeah, sorry for those of you who are behind in Dice camera action. I will not go into any more detail on anything that happens. But that's the gist of why Jared doesn't necessarily need a new costume, even though Holly is making one right now. Yes, Holly is making Dieth's new sword, so there's that. And that was Holly's decision. I mean, I'm so excited that she's making it. And Jared is very excited that she's making it. But Holly was the one who was just like... She said it was originally supposed to be a surprise, but then she got too excited, and she just decided to post about it publicly. And it looks amazing. So if you're curious about any of that, you want to see Holly's work, or you want to see what she has in store for Dieth's sword, she is currently working on that and posting, I think, on her Instagram and stuff like that. Oh, Pro Jared is here in the chat! Hey there, Pro Jared. How is everything? Did you go look at that house? Let us know. You don't have to tell everybody. I'll talk to you about it. Oh, Dieth's sword. So cute. So cute. Well, thank you, Jared, for coming back and checking in on us. We're still just stitching on this wig. Oh, and I'm drinking now. I'm drinking. We did a poll. We did a poll to see whether or not I should drink coffee or beer, and everyone was like, drink beer. Just kidding. Only 65% of the audience said drink beer, but we still won. Liz Dwarf, thank you so much for subscribing. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Please correct me if I'm mispronouncing it. But thank you so much for the sub. Anna, are you a good influence or a bad influence? Asking on behalf of the chat. I would say you guys are a good influence on me. Yes, that's right, Link fan. We did get the link up in the sub notification, so now Link comes and greets us anytime I have a new sub. It's much more beautiful. I know I should probably do some custom alerts and stuff like that, but you guys know me. I put more effort into what I make than into my streams, so maybe someday I will surpass my laziness and I will put a little bit more effort into the stream itself. But thanks for bearing with me in spite of that. Let's see, it's 3:52. I've been going since about 1:30. So I'm probably just going to keep streaming for at least another half hour-ish. I don't know. I'm feeling it today. Oh, that's nice. Holly is making their own D&D characters cosplay. I don't even know what my D&D character looks like because I haven't gotten that far. I feel like just the most uncreative designer in the world sometimes. It's not that I don't have ideas, it's that I feel like none of my ideas are good enough and I keep looking for different ones. But I do want to make my own D&D costume at some point. I'm working on a cool original design right now. Well, that's kind of not fair. That's not entirely true. I'm actually purchasing things for a costume for one of the first times ever. And so I'm now a patron of other artists, which is really nice. I'm looking for costume pieces for Labyrinth because I don't have time to make my own costume. So I thought that if I bought some things. I could kind of suppress my urge to want to make something with time that I don't have, because otherwise I'll just get overinvested and like try too hard and then not actually have time to like see my ideas through, and then I'll just be disappointed. So I'm trying to avoid that by being a patron of other artists and going and getting like just kind of cobbling an outfit together out of other people's designs. And it's really nice because I get a chance to just browse other people's work and support them. And so that's what I've been doing lately, is looking on Etsy to find different things for this costume that I'm putting together. So I say that it's an original design in the sense that it is a character that I'm creating by assembling costume pieces to create a unique look that doesn't necessarily correlate to a specific cosplay of a specific character. But it's not an original design in the sense that I didn't individually design, like I didn't individually hand make the clothing that I am going to be wearing in the same way that I made like my Zelda costume or make my other cosplays. So just to clarify, it's an original character. I guess you could say that. It's an original character that is styled by me, but the work will be done by the artist that I'm ordering these costume pieces from. So I can actually show you guys that if you want to see it. It's like sitting right over here. Let me tie this off first though. Yeah, I'll worry about it after I'm set up in the new place. I'm glad that the streams can help motivate other people to do artistic work. That makes me the happiest, is when we know that we're hanging out doing art together. So if anybody's ever doing anything artistic, whether it's, I don't know, knitting or baking a cake or making something super elaborate, cosplay-wise or whatever, just let us know what you're working on, and we'd love to see it here in the chat if you want to share a link. Just let me know. Alright, people are saying show, sounds exciting. Alright, well I'm gonna show it then. Let me bring the dress form over here. I'm gonna slide it over and then I'll move the camera up and reveal it. So okay, alright, here we go. Here, I can put it back against this. Oh, now you can totally see it in the face cam, but this is the dress that I bought for Labyrinth. Let's see if this camera cooperates. Very close. So this is a felted dress. This is entirely made out of wool, felt, and silk. And right now it's totally seamless. There's not any seams on it. I've been kind of trying to, I did like some gathering stitches and stuff to try to like fit it a little bit better to my body because it needs a little bit of adjusting. Right now, oh hi Annie, thank you for following. Well, what this is this is by Twigs Immortalized. Twigs Immortalized is the name of the Etsy shop, so if you're curious you can go there and see the rest of her designs. But basically it's chunks of felt and silk that have been like pressed together in such a way that they like form a continuous felt piece, and it's called felting. It's just the best description I guess that I can make about how that works. But basically this is fibers that have been like not quite woven but like combined, and they're fused together, I guess you could say. So it's a bunch of fibers that have fused into this like drapey piece, and because it's like sculptural, it doesn't have any seams because it just wraps around your body. And the dress is also like a wrap dress. It'll have buttons in the back. But anyway, I'm really excited about it because it has such a really cool, unique texture, and the way that the pieces are all like integrated together just seamlessly. Like this is just like a little ruffle of silk that is like fused to the felt here. And it just has such neat lines and shapes and texture, and I just love it so much. And I'm really excited to wear this. I need to make a couple adjustments. But anyway, I also got this bag. It's almost the same color. It's slightly different colors, but I think they complement each other well enough. And so I got all this stuff from Twigs Immortalized, and it's cool to me to be able to choke my dress form a little bit. It's cool to be able to support other artists and to go and look for something that's really unique and be like, yeah, I want to give this artist money for making a really awesome design, rather than just going and being like, oh, well, I can make that, but my own version different. Which is still something I feel a lot of the time when I'm like on Etsy. But I think it's important to still support other people and to give money to things that are truly unique and different and cool, instead of just ripping off people's designs. So, sometimes you see things and you're like, well, that's almost good, but I wish it were different like this way, and then you just make your own version, which I've definitely done. But ultimately, I think it's more important to be supporting the people who have ideas that you were excited about, that you're like, oh, I want that. And for me, finding that dress was like, this is so cool. This is like blowing my mind with your design decisions. I can never recreate this. I want this. And so that's why I was really happy to be able to buy it and support her. Okay, good night, Pinkthorn. Nice chatting. Cheratomo, yes, has been slowly working on a book of poetry. That sounds lovely. I would love to read your poetry sometime. Average Raccoons was inspired to continue with their studies, so that's very good. That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. Anyway, yes, that was my ramble, me rambling about how excited I am to wear this other artist's work. Check out Twigs Immortalized on Etsy if you want to see more of the things she's done. She does like wedding dresses and things too that are in the same style, but that are like a little bit fancier. And also just stuff for like festivals and Ren fairs and that sort of thing. I really like this dress because it's not, like, I'm wearing it to a ball that is supposed to be fantasy inspired, but it's not like overly formal, so I could easily wear that to like the Ren fair if I, maybe paired it with some leggings or something like that. It's definitely casual enough to be worn outdoors or wherever. Oh hey, World of Gwendana is here. Hi, and congratulations on your photo book. I am excited to see that too, actually. I think that your photography is gorgeous, and the prints and everything that I saw you posting photos of looked really amazing. Mortness, thank you for following. Oh hey, Annie is also going to Labyrinth Ball. That's awesome. Hopefully I'll see you there. If you have anything that you want to share as far as like progress on your costume, or if you just want to talk about it, that sounds cool to me. I would love to see what you've got. Oh, I need a fresh thread. That's what I was doing. Ran out of thread. So I really like this Thread Magic thread conditioner stuff that I've been using. I swear this isn't sponsored. I just purchased this because I hate how tangled my thread gets. And it was a good gamble. It's really paid off. Thank you, World of Gwendana. I feel the same way. I love, stuff that's original. And it's so hard to be original with like a fantasy theme because so much of it is just rehashed. Well, that's a lot of design. But I feel like some of the best design ideas aren't necessarily things that are like wholly original, but that they're implemented in a really original way. And that's how I kind of felt when I saw this dress with the texture and the style of it and all of that. It was something, it just looked different than the other things I had seen before, and I was really drawn by that. This IPA has been a good bet too. Alright, so we're at 4 o'clock. I'm definitely going to finish this one up. I'm almost done with this particular weft. I'll probably try to do at least one more. Or at least I'll get set up to do the next one. I don't know if I'll finish all the way through. Because I have been streaming for like 2.5 hours at this point, something like that. Alright. If anybody has any questions about anything we've covered in this stream or any other thing that I've got going on, just feel free to ask and we can keep chatting about art and making stuff. World of Gwendana talking about original characters, saying that he likes them because they definitely give you the ability to craft your own stories, characters, and settings. I feel that. That's awesome. And I'm sure that as a photographer, having that whole story in mind really contributes to like the final product of your photography, of knowing that, you know, this is kind of the unspoken details that aren't quite there, but like they're still like reflected in your design choices. It's very good. It's very, very good. So yes, I'm excited about Dragon Con and working with you on Zelda photos. And this is my Zelda wig that I'm currently redoing to make it even better and fancier and prettier for photos. Okay, Annie says that they're just adding accessories to an old winter formal dress and hoping to make something from scratch next year. Yeah, last year I made my costume from scratch and it was great and I had a great time, but this year it's just like, I need to go easy on myself and decided to do the opposite. But like I said, having an opportunity to also support another artist who I'm excited about their work and their designs is also very satisfying, so it's good. Okay, Cheritomo is asking me, saying that she has no visual artistic eye, so always wondering, does my style and fashion transfer over to my interior decor sensibilities, I guess? No, my house is hideous. I have no homemaking ability. I don't have good housewife skills, period. My craft room has been like decorated in the sense that I like prepared it knowing that I would be streaming in here and stuff like this. I know it's not super impressive or anything, but like color schemes and painting the walls and making sure that I had like furniture that looks nice together. I did that kind of stuff for my craft room, but I didn't do it for the rest of the house. So I have no great interior design ability. But I'm hoping that I can change that for future houses. That was one of my regrets of living here and feeling like I never even fully moved in. I never really truly made myself at home here. Well, I mean, I felt at home here, but I didn't make it pretty. I didn't make it mine. So, next time, maybe. Dang it, I just like created a little knot that I didn't want. Should be fine. Yeah, I'm looking forward to eventually purchasing a home with Jared so that I feel like if I owned my house, I would care more about painting the walls and finding art that fits in different places, like making it look nice, just doing all the little additional things that you do when you really like customize a space. When I'm renting from someplace, it almost feels like fruitless to do that. And we're renting right now, and we're gonna be renting our next home too, just because we don't have time to set up a mortgage and all of that. So, maybe the next one, after this one, will be the one that I finally fully customize to my interior design dreams. I don't have interior design dreams. If I did, I wouldn't have this problem. Yeah, Maho Megals is working on some Adventure Zone based patches, and yes, I will permit you to post that link. Give me just a second. Maho Megals, you now have the ability to post a link. Ariel Reavers is asking for help, if anybody has a know-how. They're looking for eyes for a puppet, and they usually order taxidermy stuff because they look realistic, not just the color, but even the shape of the iris and how it bulges. So they want to know how to mimic that, trying to look for blanks but couldn't find any. That's a good question. I feel like Holly would know the answer to that, but I don't. Oh, this is awesome. So I don't watch Adventure Zone or listen to, I don't know exactly, whatever. So I don't necessarily like know references or things like that, but these patches look really nice. They're very cleanly done. Cool. So I guess those are in a store somewhere, maybe on Etsy. If you want to post a link to your store or anything like that, feel free. I might have to permit you again depending on how much time has passed. But yeah, it looks great. Good job. Alright, we're almost to the end of this. And now the more that I think about it, I think I might not continue streaming. Just because I could use some time to myself, I think. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm trimming off a little bit of this extra hair. So my new goal is to just secure this down, and then after that I'll probably call it a day on my streaming at least, and I'll just keep working in my own privacy. But today has been really good. I'm really glad I decided to do this after all. I hope that it's added a little bit of positivity to your day. It's certainly improved mine. You know, sometimes that's all we can do for each other, so. Okay, Miggles, well, next time when we get your store set up, you can come back and share that with us too, but I'm sure it'll be great. Yes, alone time is so exciting. Oh my gosh, I get so excited about having my alone time, let me tell you. Yeah, I've always been a super introverted person. I enjoy being alone most of the time. So it actually took me a long time to build my confidence to stream, but as it turns out, it's not as nerve-wracking as I thought it would be, and I actually have a great time streaming, but I still need some time to recharge for myself. Oh, Annie has an idea for Ariel Reavers saying to order doll eyes. That's a good idea. Assuming you find those. I'm glad that it gave people inspiration and confidence to share their art and talk about their art. That is exciting. Oh, thank you, Kara, saying that I'm good at streaming. I appreciate that. I just had so much anxiety. It was actually before I started streaming, I had way more anxiety. And then since I've started streaming, I've pretty much realized that it's not as nerve-wracking as I feared it would be for me. So I'm really glad you guys, that anybody likes to come to my streams. Thank you for being here and cheering me up. Luis Bardock is here. Hey Luis, you got here right at the end of our stream, unfortunately, but today has been good. We've had some good conversations here. Just kind of a chill day where I work on this guy. Or this girl, is it? It's Zelda, yeah, so Zelda's a girl. My wig. Wig progress has been good. Alright, and that's it. There's that last weft. I'm not gonna brush it out because I want it to still be separated out for me to move to the next one. But surely this gives you guys an idea of how my results are shaping up. Here you can see a little bit of the hair that already has blended colors in it. It's got like a lot of the darker strands, especially underneath in this area. And so that's what I'm doing and continuing to add to the rest of this wig. And so now I have a layer of this dark weft on top of the lighter, like more orangish brown wefts. So it's coming along pretty well. I don't want to totally shake out my wig and brush it all back together because it's just gonna hinder me from adding my next layer. But you guys have seen plenty of this already, I'm sure. And you know what's up. You know what the deal is by now. Thank you, Apricot. I'm glad you're excited for art class. I'm excited for art always. So thanks for coming and being a part of my art. Magical Kit Kats making her kitchen, or his or her kitchen clean. Their kitchen clean. Well, hopefully that will still give you a nice sense of productivity today. I'm getting stuff done, cleaning your kitchen. Alright, well, thank you guys all for hanging out with me. That's pretty much it for me today. I'm just going to keep working on this wig. I might do a couple extra streams. We don't know. If I can muster the energy, then I'll try to keep streaming the next couple of days, but I've also just been enjoying my alone time, so we'll see how that goes. At the very least, I am going to be making progress on this wig. I gotta finish it up pretty soon. And I'm excited to be Zelda again. So, oh yeah. Alright, thank you all for being lovely, as always, for being so kind to each other and to me while you're here. So, it's been a good day. Thank you guys for making it a good day for me, too. I'm just kind of chilling and watching everybody's comments, saying thank you and have a wonderful day to everybody else. All that. You guys are great. Okay, cool. Alright, well, that's it for me. Everybody take care. I'll be on Twitter or something if I'm going to be streaming anymore, so... Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you all have a lovely evening or afternoon or whatever time it is for you. So, bye!